goal of life, the mission of life. In fact, there is nothing individual about the goal of life. Goal of entire life is the same. The goal of human life, rather human destiny, is the same for all. We sooner or later, everybody, everyone, according as he is in a higher stage of life, begins to have this craving for perfection. Nothing imperfect a man likes. He wants to transcend all imperfections and go towards perfection. In any field, the whole advance, the whole progress. Progress must be toward perfection. There cannot be two things. One has to progress, means one has to go towards perfection. And if we go to the acme of perfection, what is it? It is nothing but your concept of absolute. As long as you halt somewhere and consider it to be a thing to be exceeded, to be transcended, something imperfect, something limited, something which is not definite, indefinite, naturally there is a scope for going ahead. So ultimately, the human goal is perfection. When we are in the imperfect world, we make some improvement and we feel that now certain imperfections we have removed. But still there are imperfections. Still there are flaws, and you want to remove those flaws also. And in this way you go from perfection to perfection. The imperfections are removed one by one, from target to target. And the highest goal one can conceive of, that is absolute perfection. Beyond which there is nothing. You have reached the acme. So, what else can be the human destiny than to reach God? Because this God, this G-O-D, this is the symbol of perfection. You may have different conceptions of God. You may not like to call him by the name God. You may like to call something absolute, Brahman, whatever name you may choose. But after all, that only shows that you give that name to your concept of absolute. So, all human goal is divinity. That is how we explain perfection. Because when we think of humanity, that is imperfect. Superhumanity, that is a further stage in perfection. But still, even if something is superhuman, but we won't call it divine, because there are some imperfections. So when we have to describe something which is perfect, then we call it divine. So divinity is the goal, no doubt about it. To conceive of anybody, he may like to have this, like to have that. As soon as he reaches this, then he doesn't stop there. When he finds that that is not enough, he must go ahead. Where he will go? Ultimately he will have to go towards perfection, what you call towards divinity. In this way, divinity is the goal. Why Gautam Buddha wanted to give up his kingdom, all the pleasures of life? Well, he went, he was at a certain stage. There also he did not get happiness. He was the Samrat, the Chakravarti of a big kingdom. Everything he had at his beck and call. But still, he found that no, this won't do. This is not what I want. I want to transcend all this. Because after all, this kingdom, what is this kingdom? Many kingdoms have come before. Many persons have come before. They also enjoyed kingdoms. But where are they today? All the kingdoms, they have been wiped out. This kingdom also will be one day wiped out. This is not permanent. This is just a fleeting show. I am not satisfied with the fleeting show. I must go ahead. So from there he started. And he tried his own way to get at the truth, to get that peace of mind, to reach that beyond which there is nothing, something limitless. That is the case with all. Even in the case of that Dhruva, that story of Dhruva, what is it? A small incident happened. His stepmother did not allow him to occupy the lap of his father. When he wanted to sit in the lap of his father, the stepmother asked him to go out, not to be in the lap of his father. Her other son will be there. So that small incident, it might have been happening with so many children. But this small incident, and the story goes that this small boy, he said, now I will occupy a place from where nobody will be able to oust me. I will not stop short here and there. What of father's land? I may be given some other big throne, but from that throne also I may be ousted. I must occupy a place from where nobody can oust me. Through a place, unchangeable place, something beyond which there is nothing. Ultimately it is nothing but absolute, the divine. So you come to the conclusion that from whatever station a person may start. He may be at the bottom. He will try to come up. As soon as he comes up, he finds that he is also not sufficiently high. He will still try to rise. And then that hunger for going up and up will always goad him. And the highest aspiration, the yearning, craving would be for the perfection. So, the human goal is perfection. Even in our common day life we find, we improve on things. We feel satisfied. Oh, we have made an improvement. But still we find that it is not enough. You may be a good singer. You will be perfect according to the science of singing you sing. You feel happy that you have learned something. You have learned the art, you have learned the science. You have got the grace in singing. Now you have attained proficiency. Compared to others, you are proficient. Others may be envying at you. But when you introspect, when you consider yourself, you are not satisfied. You feel that no, this proficiency is all right, but there is a lot of things to be learned more. I am still on the lower ladder, lower rung of the ladder. I must still go up. Howsoever a man may be learned, he may be learned in 1, 2, 3, 4 sciences, 10 arts. For us, it may be a giant of learning. We may like to be like that. But you ask him, he is not satisfied with it. For us, we think that, well, if had I been like this, I would have been very happy. But when you reach that stage, you are not happy. You try for something more. Very proficient men, very learned men you might have seen. And you will be very enamored of them. But then if you happen to have interview with them, talk to them, then they will say that what we have gained, what knowledge we have gained is nothing. What vast knowledge is there? So he tries to go up. You take anybody at any station in life, he is always looking up. And it will never stop. Unless you merge with the Absolute, unless you are one big. And they could not but follow. So this is the general speech. This is living from moment to moment. This is living from moment to moment. There is no purpose. If any person says that I have to go in this direction, then no question of finding avenue. He will force the way. I will circumvent, but ultimately he will go there. Because he has a purpose to serve. He has something to achieve. If the purpose is fixed, and by all means you see that that purpose is achieved, you take that road which you want to take. Not the convenient road, not the convenient way. You go by that road which you want and which you want to reach on. That is purposeful. That is purposeful. That is, destination is decided. And to reach that destination, you find ways. Sometimes you will not get a shortcut. You have to follow a long cut, doesn't matter. But when you take a long cut, ultimately you reach the place. For example, while coming from Delhi, if at Nagpur, between Nagpur and Kazipet, if the road is blocked, there is accident, and you cannot come by that Nagpur-Kazipet route, where is it? From Nagpur the train will go to Raipur. Raipur will come to Vivekananda, and Vivekananda will come to Vijayawada, ultimately come to Madras. They might have taken a longer route, but they are not forgotten the direction. The purpose is fixed, going to Madras. If this route is not available, that route will be available. If shortcut is not available, long cut will be available. If convenient cut is not available, hard cut will be available. Whatever the price will be given. Not begging for it, not wanting it at gratis. I pay the price, full price, and get the thing what I want. So this is called purpose in life. This is called purpose in life. And the thing that I described, that is the momentum in life. Life for moment to moment and purpose behind. If one gets something worth living for and worth dying for, if you get something, if you pick something in life which is worth living for and worth dying for, then that becomes a purpose in life. When you want to go in a particular direction, you go in that direction. And if in your effort to go in that direction, if some obstacle comes, some adversity comes, and you are required to face death, you don't mind embracing it. Because that is something which is worth living and worth dying. Purposeful life begins with this. Purposeful life begins with this. And therefore, in this context, we have to understand and we have to make master plan of life. Master plan of life. What is the purpose of my life? What is that I want to achieve? What is that I am going to contribute? All the apparatus that I have got, all that I possess, is to be used for a particular thing. Everything is to be contributed. What is it for which I have to use every moment of my time and every ounce of my energy? It is to be devoted to certain things. It is not to be wasted. It is not to be just fitted away. Its whole life has a purpose. And my existence must be purposeful. And that existence should not be just a moment to moment. No patchwork. One track is to be idealized. And life is to be one track life. purpose you live is never 100 practice. One practice. Because the purpose you can never achieve if he is distracted by 100 tracks. There are many roads, many lanes, many avenues, many works, many purposes. You choose one. You choose one. When I say you choose one, I say you reject all others. It is not this is good, that is also not bad. This sort of thinking will never make you leave your purpose in life. You choose a thing that is meant for this life. Therefore I say one life, one mission. One life, one mission has a relevance here. You choose your own path. You choose your own path. And when you choose that path, all other paths, they may be very good, but they are not relevant in this life. They are not relevant. 100 things are good. If you do this, that is also good. You can enumerate 1,000 things which are good. Are you going to do all those 1,000 things? You cannot. The life is so small. Lifespan is so small. You cannot think of doing even 2 things. Even one thing also you cannot do properly. But we are helpless. We have to satisfy ourselves with doing one thing to the extent possible. But thinking of 2 things or 3 things or 5 things is out of that. Because life is so small. The time given is so short. Not even one art you can master. Not even one science you can master. Not even one country you can travel extensively. So, looking at the short span of life, you cannot waste time in just thinking what path to choose. Sometimes people say that, well, I have to decide what I might do. I shall think. I shall first get some knowledge. I shall meditate on this or think I shall stay, and then ultimately when I find that comparatively speaking this is good, then that path will follow. Can anybody go and examine all the avenues? Life will be exhausted. So he has to, in the very morning of his life, he has to decide. Otherwise he will be in 2 minds and 100 minds in the mood of his life. No use deciding about life in the afternoon, when the evening is so near. You decide upon course of your life in the very morning of your life, so that you get sufficient time to achieve. So, in the context of this hard reality, that the life is small, as soon as you mature, as soon as you work, your mental apparatus is mature enough to think. You meditate, introspect, look within, think of your past, the equipment you have got, think of the situation, think of the work you are called upon to do what your inner voice tells you. You more and more, if you introspect, you will get insight into what you should do in your life. And once decided, the only thing remains is to implement it. Once you decide, then with single-minded devotion, doesn't matter if people call you one-track minded. Then this fellow is only thinking about this, just only in terms of his ideal, his work, his path. He is not prepared to budge an inch. He is not prepared to look here and there. He is a one-track minded fellow. Doesn't matter, people say this. But if, as long as you are not one-track minded, you will never achieve anything great in life. Never achieve. This sort of mental disposition. And this is also good, that is also not bad, this also will try, that also will try, little of this, little of that. This luxury, this small span of life doesn't allow it. So, when you think of the master plan of life and fix your targets for the life. In this life, this work I have undertaken. This life I have undertaken. Once you decide this, then there may be smaller targets, there may be priorities, there may be strategy, what to do, what not to do. That also you decide depending upon the equipment. Say, for example, you decide to do certain things, achieve certain things in this life, then the question will come, what should be the pattern of my life? Shall I go into married life? Or shall I remain single? This is as a strategy. You decide upon the goal of life that you want to achieve. That is decide. That is the main thing. That is the broad goal. Now to reach that goal, how should I pattern my life? What should be the strategy? How I can reach the goal or achieve the thing that I aspire for conveniently? If I do this, what will happen? If I do not do this, what will happen? After all, what is my equipment? What is my aptitude? What are my limitations? What are my potentialities? To what I can rise? All these things are to be taken into consideration. And of course, there is certain amount of uncertainty, no doubt. There is certain amount of risk. Like I think when you decide a certain thing, nobody can say that it is sure, only you decide and it will happen. It's not so. Certain amount of risk may be there. That risk is everywhere. Even when you start on your voyage, start on your journey, you never know whether you will reach the place or the way there will be accident. You don't know. So risk is always there. But by and large you have to find out whether you are capable of it. Whether if you exert yourself you can reach it. That flexibility is there or not. Much depends upon your own assessment. and much depends upon your confidence in your potential divinity. Much depends upon this. If one is full with this confidence, then why not possible? If one person can do it, how can I not do it? I also can do it. Where is the question of my assessment? If this man can do it, that man can do it, I am also a man. I also belong to the same species. Why could I not be able to do it? There is no question. I have to see only the assessment of human being. I am a human being, and I will do it. If that confidence is there, then you did not go into the exercise of this assessment. The very fact that you have understood this principle, the potential divinity of man. A man can rise to divine heights. A man can rise to divine heights. There is nothing impossible to man. If you have confidence in this, that means you have confidence in you. That means you have faith in God. To have faith in God and to have faith in yourself, they are one and the same things. When you say you have faith in God, that means you have faith in yourself, that you can reach God. I cannot conceive of a person who has faith in God and has no faith in himself. I can't conceive of it. One who has no faith in himself is atheist. He is a Gnostic. When you have real faith in God, you must have faith in himself. And therefore, you always feel that, well, if somebody has done it, well, I also can do it. So with this confidence, one has to formulate the plan. The question of who I can do it, whether I shall fail. Well, you may fail, you may again rise up. What is there? You do not achieve a thing in first trial. You may do it in second trial, you may do it in third trial, 10th trial. After all, a child, 100 times it falls. Ultimately, he knows how to walk. Not only walk, run. Nobody laughs at child falling. So with this confidence and one has to think of higher things. I know in my young days, when I had learned swimming, I did not learn swimming the normal way because there was great opposition in the house from the family members that I should never be seen going to swimming. I should never go near water. Somebody had said that this fellow had to be protected from water. Because in his Kundali it is seen there that is there some superstitious nonsense. So one of my friends used to go to learn swimming in a swimming club. I was denied. Then I found my own way to learn. And but then because I could not learn the normal way as others do, so I was not confident about jumping into the well. I could enter into the well and swim, but that jumping business I was not conversant with. And at Nagpur there are very, very deep wells. Big wells but deep wells. And there is some charm in jumping into deep wells. So I thought that I must know this art, and I must also be able to jump. But you see down below and you see some 50 feet below, and you think what will happen between 50 feet. So little fear was there. But then when I was finding that people are jumping, very nicely jumping, and nothing happens to them. Every day I thought I should do it. But every day I returned without doing it. Then one day I said, all right, today I shall do it. My friends were there. I said, you be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I will be at the 5. The first man should go and jump, the second man should go and jump, third man should go and jump, fourth man should, I will also jump. Because 4 people have jumped, I will also jump. Accordingly, I stood the fifth, and then one after another jump, I also went and jumped. And I found a great bar, nothing happened. And then I became very fond of jumping. The question is, this experience, or this idea that, well, if A can do it, B can do it, how is it that I cannot do it? Because I also belong to the same species. So, while deciding about higher things, if this confidence is there, this basic confidence, that well, if ordinary people can do it, well, I also can do it. There was in 1949, I have to go to jail after the Gandhi murder. Some people were arrested, I was also one of them. Of course, I was there only for a month. So, we were detained for 6 months, but within 1 month they released us. At that time, some 20,000 people in the country were arrested on one single day. I was also one of them. So when 4 of us were arrested at one place and taken to jail, so in the bus we were discussing. So now we have to remain here for 6 months. So during the last 3-4 years, our life was very hectic. So we could not attend to our body, we could not attend to some reading. So now these 6 months, by God's grace, we have got now 6 months. So we shall see that we build our body. So we shall take exercise and the morning get up, and very meticulous care we shall take to see that our body is built. And second thing, we shall learn some language. So somebody decided I shall learn Bengali, somebody decided I shall learn English, somebody decided I shall learn Punjabi. I decided I shall learn Bengali. And we made a plan just on the way to the jail. By the time we went to the jail, our plan was complete. We had already made up our minds. And after reaching there, we were, first day we wanted to see what kind of food we are going to get. We were very much pleased when we found that the food is very delicious. And it will help us in building control. After all, in jail, what food you are going to get? This food, if you are going to get, you are quite confident. So,
So that little doubt was in the mind of our friends. When he said, what are you to build your body, what food will they get? So that doubt also was dispelled. Oh, food is better. Then after, just we had started our program. We used to get up at 4:30 and when we done the better days that we were playing up to 8:30 in the morning. Then we went over breakfast. So the days were very nice. Then we have taken to reading, I have taken to the memory reading. 8 or 10 days, we were very, very happy. On the 10th day, some political leaders came and joined us. And the first day they said, you are living here for the last 8 days, how are you able to eat this rubbish? Is it the food that they are going to political prisoners? You can't eat this food. This is not even for annual consumption. What food? That was quite alright. They said, what is you have not seen the jails, what food we can get? When you are saying this, we shall see that we get it. And for that purpose, of course, we have to go on strike, hunger strike. Oh, we were terrified. Hunger strike? We came here, now 6 months we have to stay here. Now you ask us to do hunger strike, whatever food we are getting, we have decided to build our body, that whole program is going to upset. You ask us to make hunger strike and our health will be spoiled. So, we were not very happy at the prospects of this hunger strike business. But they were very adamant. They said, you are afraid, you don't take hunger strike, we shall do it. People they seem to be scared. We are jailbirds, we have got to jail number of times. So, we are not afraid of hunger strike. But if you are afraid, you don't do it. We shall do it. We start to ourselves, these people can do hunger strike and we are not able to do it. So I said, how many days we have to remain without food according to your calculation? He said, you have to prepare for food at least for 8 days. The government will not give unless you show that you can go without food for 8 days. I said, are you confident that you can do for 8 days? He said, yes. So, are you afraid for this 8 days? I said, no, I am asking you whether you are able to live without food for 8 days. If you are able to live without food for 8 days, I can live for 9 days. This much I can tell you. If you people are prepared to live without food for 8 days, I have not tried in my life. Only once, because I was standing with my mother, I was only 34 hours, 40 hours a day, not more than that. That also, I remember even now that I had to remain without food for 40 hours. So, not very accustomed to live without food. But if you can live without food for 8 days, I am sure I can live for 9 days. All of you can do it. And then only when the application was to be signed and ultimatum was to be given to the collector, then they told me the secret of it only at the last 11th hour. He asked me to come aside. He told me, see, you seem to be very innocent. You have never gone to jail. You don't know the jail secrets. What I tell you, this our past is going to be political one. And you should not take it so seriously. I mean, what you say the political one? We are political prisoners, so it is political one. No. It is exactly what I say, that you are all very inexperienced people. Political means, see, these people want that we should lose our health. They will be damn pleased if they find that we are lost our health and we are sick with this disease and that disease. We are not going to fall a prey to their machinations. we have made arrangements that one laddu is in the morning, one laddu in the evening. That we have arranged. And before coming here we have arranged it. And we shall get it. We are not to do anything. We are only to declare fast. And properly it will be given to us. We shall not lose our strength. At the same time we shall do our fast. So I said, if this is your fast, then please allow us to remain without fast. We won't mind. Because this we have never done. And you do one thing, that department first. That department we shall manage well. We shall do without anybody knowing. Clandestinely, secretly, we shall see that you are fed. And not only that, the ration that will come to us, we shall share that ration with you. You suppose that their arrangement fails. We 4 people, we shall see that all our ration is given and divided into 12 people. And we shall gladly do it. The sum and substance of all this is this, that the only thing, if you can do it, then we can do it. If one single soul can do it, then you also can do it. What is the difference between you and others? Where from we come? Does this come from the skies? Is it made of different stuff? It is not made of different mud. So, with this confidence, if you think of what you can achieve in this life, then you start with the right thing. With this confidence, you must formulate the plan of your life. Then the plan will be worthy of yourself. So this is about the formulation of the master plan of life, which one has to do as early as possible, so that the rest of the life remains before him for his implementation. Other things we shall discuss.